and welcome to the Dead Pinball podcast. My name's Sean. Jeremy says one and only Mr. Awards. Marco, my man. I don't know, is that funny?
I don't know.
Calling you Mr. Awards? Probably not.
Well, the way I was thinking about it when I saw it on the run sheet was it would be funny if I genuinely really liked awards.
Yeah.
Or if I like really hated awards. Like, you know, I feel like other members of this podcast network are maybe a bit more militant in their attitude to awards, but they're just stupid. They get it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't really care either way.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm quite middling. I'm quite lukewarm on awards.
Yeah, which is awesome that we've got you. Because whenever I do awards, it's like, oh, okay, maybe it's just turned out to be your turn when we were doing the we were strict on the cycle.
Yeah.
And then now it's just like, well, when people
like fifth awards.
Yeah. And then on the accountability spreadsheet that we have, it's always like halfway season Marco, preseason Marco. Like, But we'll get the boys. I'll do that after. I'll get the boys to put in their preseason predictions. Yes. Make the little graphic.
Yeah.
God.
It goes off on socials, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. As much as it can for the Deep 2. That's at the Deep 2 on Instagram and all the other ones. Yeah, do you have a story? Just wanna...
No, man. Black Cafe on the weekend.
Yeah, very.
The Star Wars Black Cafe at Melbourne Museum.
Yeah.
How Star Wars was it, Sean?
It was, so we booked it a month and a half in advance.
Yeah.
And I was like, this thing must be spectacular. But it was definitely Star Wars themed, but I wish it was in a room for itself.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't just a corner of a bigger room, because it sort of broke the illusion.
Yeah. At the entrance to the Lego Star Wars exhibition.
Yeah.
Just all this other museum stuff.
Yeah.
And also, like, the decoration was like, okay, the booths looked pretty Star Wars.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of First Order era stormtroopers.
Which were statues.
Yeah, not people in costume.
Yeah.
That was it, man. And the milk was blue.
Yeah.
And it came out blue.
Yeah. Your blue milk was gross. I had the blue milkshake, listeners, and it was delicious. It was just blue heaven.
It did actually taste like blue heaven, and ours did not taste like. It tastes like
Yours was the only thing in the menu that they tried to make Star Warsy. Like they tried to make it like, oh, did this come out of a weird cow, right?
Yeah.
Whereas everything else was like, oh, it's a chicken schnitzel. We're calling it the Canto Bite.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't it. The Canto Bite burger.
The Astrofield. What was that? Asteroid Field. That was fucking
sweet potato wedges. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, disappointing. One thing about that whole day, because then we went to the Star Wars Lego exhibit. Dante, before we went in, there was the video where they're just like, hey, this is Lego, but it took 6,000 hours in the whole thing to build this.
Brickman,
Yeah. So like you and I are sitting there and they're like playing the song. We're like, wow. And then the stuff, spoilers, comes across your head and you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. Dante like 3 times was just like, oh. He like looks back and rolled his eyes at us twice and a random a third time. It's like, bro, these are card carrying Lego Star Wars fans that have come to the freaking event. Yeah. You're not going to find a friendly a face to roll eyes at. No. Maybe the parents, but like,
no, but everyone was a parent, a child, or like wearing Star Wars merch. We're the least. I guess we're the least obviously Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I kept being like, fuck, that's so cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah. The exhibition was cool. Yeah. I got really wrapped up in building a spaceship.
Yeah. We all had a moment. Yeah. And I was walking off with the 2 others, and then we turned around like, where's Marco? And you're like, I'm coming. I've just been spaceship building. Cute as fuck.
Couldn't find one piece, man.
Yeah. Hey, they say one piece is the friends you make along the way. Yeah. That's like that cartoon, Japanese cartoon. All right, awards. We have all of the major awards for the upcoming season. Usually I just go to a random sports book and then we say don't gamble, but I've actually asked ChatGPT to collate it so we don't actually have to say, oh, I did, because in my heart of hearts I have to attribute.
Yeah.
So I don't have to say, hey, this was sports bet. It's ChatGPT collating all of them and then telling us who the favorites are. Is there anything you want to like put out before we get into it?
No, I think ChatGPT did an okay job. Although
that's the vibe of him.
Although for almost every award, like the favorites, we wrote our little spiel, and then it was like, oh, how could you forget about this?
Yeah. And then,
sometimes seriously, sometimes not.
Yeah.
So not perfect chat. I give you a B minus. Which is fine.
Which is also sort of everything all my interactions with ChatGPT are B minus. We're predicting. We'll talk about it, but sometimes, at least for me, I'm predicting who I think is going to win and who I think will deserve it, or for whatever it may be. All right, we'll start off things with the Michael Jordan Trophy, also known as the Most Valuable Player Award. The favourites in order: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Victor Wembanyama. Where do you want to start here?
This is, I don't know. This one I feel like is simultaneously very easy and pretty tricky because pretty much anyone on this list could have, a season that they've had in a past season. I mean, there's 3 former MVPs on this list. Well, those first 4 names, Shai, Luka, Jokic, Giannis, they could just have a season they've had in the past and just win the MVP.
They've all deserved it.
Yeah, they've all deserved it. 3 of the 4 of them have won it.
Yeah.
And then Victor Wembanyama is, he could have been in the conversation last year if he hadn't gotten injured. There's just no reason that he can't play to the same level as the rest of these players. So it's a bit annoying, but you kind of almost have to think about the narrative that's going to evolve during the season without any narrative existing during the season. Let's say with Luka, right? I mean, it's not official, but this feels like it could be LeBron James's last season. If the spotlight is on LeBron in every Lakers game, unless Luka plays his ass off, he's probably not going to win it.
Yeah,
because they're going to be like, oh, but LeBron, he's doing all this stuff. If they're good, it's going to be like, oh, look, he can still do it in year 24. And then if they're bad, he's not going to win it anyway. Giannis, I mean, I don't think the Bucks are going to be very good this year.
Nah. He would have to average 35 and 15. It would have to be something stupid, which could happen.
Which could happen, but in the last few disappointing seasons for Milwaukee, he hasn't him dragging them. He hasn't been so good that he's dragged them into a top 4. But you've never been oh my god, this is how good Giannis is. Then when he has to drag his team to be a good basketball team, he reaches this level in the same way that say Jokic has several times. His roster's gotten worse and worse, and he's gotten better and better and better. So with Jokic, the Nuggets made some serious improvements in the off season last year. I don't want to take away from Shai at all because he had a great season. OKC had a great season. It's awesome they won the championship. I don't want them to win ever again. I don't even know if we've talked much NBA since the NBA finals on the podcast, me and you personally. But God, they did not cover themselves in glory in their attitude during the NBA finals.
Yeah, no, not at all. And then obviously Tyrese hitting 3 threes to open the game. It's God. Yeah. And then Jalen Williams just doing all the Kobe stuff right after as well. And I was Shai putting the gold boots around his fucking neck. It was just to be fuck.
It was too much.
Yeah.
It was too much. And it turned me against
it. This is how I think other people felt when Golden State won their first title. Where it was just oh my God, look at this small guy. He's averaging 26 points and he won the game. And then, I remember listening to a podcast in 2016 and Steph Curry was we opened the season 28-0 or whatever, or 27-0. And then he was showboating as you would, as you're about to win the second MVP and you've just won a title. And then there was this caller who called into Zach Lowe and she it was some old lady or this person saying that my mum who doesn't really follow basketball, old lady, was just man, I'm sick of that little guy. He's almost showboating and running around. It's how do you flip in 1 year? Yeah, exactly. And now I completely understand.
And I think part of that is the daunting realization that OKC could win 2 of the next 3 championships in the same way that the Warriors do. In fact, I mean, let's not get too off topic here, but they could just make a getting Kevin Durant move next season if they don't win the chip. Yeah. Because of the position that their roster is in. So anyway, what was so
the Michael Jordan Trophy.
Despite how much Shai deserved it last year, Jokic had probably his best season ever last year, individually.
With the worst teammates he's had since he's been up there.
Yeah. And so I think if he can reach that level again, I don't think voters can ignore him. I mean, Shai could just so easily do exactly what he did last year and win back-to-back MVPs. But I think if the Nuggets are like a top 3 seed in the West, which like I think they will be, then I reckon Jokic wins bloody what 4th in 6 years.
Yeah, awesome.
Crazy, isn't it?
You get the swing voters, like the people who hold the balance of power. Let's say the Greens and the Qatar Australia Party of the vote.
Bench,
the crossbench of the voters are the ones who are like, oh, okay, Jokic lost by however many votes, right?
Yeah,
those guys are going to say, oh, I don't want to give it to Shea again. It's like, the Kendrick Perkins of the world. Be like, oh, okay, it's Jokic's turn again. Look, for what it's worth, we've both gone with Nikola Jokic, but I just want to say my little bit. I think the top 4 are quite boring. And we've all talked about how those 4 can win the MVP in the whole time I've been doing this podcast, right? Victor Wembanyama is the interesting one, but we sort of saw the blueprint where it's like he was a lock for Defensive Player of the Year last year until he got injured. And then if you win DPOY, you've got that Giannis template where it's like, hey, you won DPOY. Oh, you're also like the best offensive player on a pretty bad offense. Oh, and you're winning games. Like, it becomes pretty obvious about how Victor Wembanyama could win the MVP. So I think maybe all 5 of these are boring, right? When LeBron retires, hopefully at the end of the year, or makes another Hennessy ad, then I'm really interested to start talking about Luka Doncic and seeing how like he can do it on that team. But because I don't want to talk about any of these 5, and for all the same reasons you mentioned, I'm also picking Nikola Jokic. I just want to talk about a couple of dark horses, and by a couple I mean one. But Jalen Brunson, do you think?
I see the vision.
Yeah,
I see the vision.
Like,
he would be. Like
if they win 55 plus games again. Sort of like thanking him for the past couple of years, bringing New York out of the slums, big media market. If they trade for someone and get even better, they made the East Conference Finals last year. Like it's there. It's just, it's not as undeniable as Shea and Jokic. And
well, they could be the best team in the East without really changing anything.
Yeah,
and he already. I do think he plays to that level. It's just because he's small guard who's genuinely, a problem on defense. And kind of like, I guess doesn't impose himself on games in the same way as like Jokic or Luka or Shea do. But like, if the Knicks are the runaway, if they win 55, I mean they could win 60 games in the East. That's not inconceivable. And he plays it how he did last year. Was he all NBA first team last season?
God, I don't know, man.
They got rid of the positions now, so it was just the same 5 guys. Every single year. But I just don't. It just seems so hard for anyone to break that the hegemony. He was all NBA second team. These 5 guys, because like
Donovan Mitchell got it because they won 60 games.
They
didn't win 60, but they won.
Brunson's made a man.
We're also saying that because of the playoffs, but you could say Brunson's better. I'm happy to move on. The Wilt Chamberlain Trophy. If I just said this name, would you know what the award is?
Only because I read the run sheet.
Well, but like seriously, what screams Rookie of the Year about Wilt Chamberlain? Like they should name it like if I say the Malcolm Brogdon Trophy, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? But you can't really guess.
Well,
he was a rookie.
He didn't win as many championships as a guy that probably should have. So
well, actually, I guess you can't give him the MVP and you can't give him like a championship. True. That's
maybe the Damian Lillard Trophy. He's a top 75 player of all time. You better recognize him.
So. And Jokic wasn't, was he?
Oh, was he not? No, he was.
No, he was. He must have been.
Come on.
Rookie of the Year, the favourites. Cooper Flagg, Trey Johnson, VJ Edgecombe, Dylan Harper, and Ace Bailey. I would say this is the first time where it was like, okay, maybe the one time where it was like, oh, okay, ChatGPT didn't do that good a job. Because I don't think Trey Johnson's winning. I don't think VJ Edgecombe's winning. Dylan Harper's missing the start of the year with a thumb or some ligament in his hand.
He's at least out for preseason, but that doesn't bode well for the beginning of your rookie campaign.
Point guard's hard to be a rookie point guard. look, I'll just say we've both gone Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
He's the best player. He's also going to have maybe the biggest, most important role in a playoff team as well. And that's, it all just screams Rookie of the Year. So do you want to talk a little bit about who we've got for 2?
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting, right? Because Flag is clearly going to be a starter for the Mavs, and he's either going to be like playing a really important role on a playoff team, or they're going to get injured and he's going to put up like 20 points a game. But yeah, either way, he's going to win. I don't know if anyone in the top, 10 for that draft is like despite playing on some really bad teams, I don't know if any of them are guaranteed starters, like on their basketball teams. Like VJ Hitchcomb, no.
Ace Bailey.
I don't know, man. No, you're right. I think he started in a preseason game day. I think
24 points there.
Yeah. I think he might be.
He's my second place.
Well, yeah, and I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment. I didn't pick him before he played 24 points and started today. Yeah, but like,
I mean, I wrote here, I'm a believer because he's so much noise around him. He has to be that good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still reluctant to completely back him because of all the noise. Like,
it's definitely a problem.
It's just not good stories coming out of the Ace Bailey camp. Preseason. So I guess what I mean is, like, if Will Hardy's like, all right, okay, maybe you need to come off the bench for a few games, and then he spits the dummy. That's your preset. That's your Rookie of the Year campaign. Kaput. Dylan Harper. He's probably not going to start for the Spurs.
He might be the third. Like most used point guard on that team, which is doesn't bode well for this award. Can I just say, Ace Bailey, he's 6'10". They've got him listed as like a 2-3, right? He's probably going to finish his career as a 3-4, maybe a 4-3. But like it's giving Rookie Year Kevin Durant. So it's like, are they going to start him at the 2 just because he's like he can't guard taller guys, right? Yeah. So if he's going to play at the 2, the guys he seriously has to contend with are Isaiah Collier, arguably the worst basketball player in NBA history last year. Keontae George, he'll start. Cody Williams, one of the worst rookies last year. Kyle Anderson, obviously, he's a 4-5 almost. Svi Mikhailiuk, he's quite good at 2K. Bryce Sensabaugh, they got Georges Niang back actually. Taylor Hendricks, who had that horrible injury. Like there's ways to play basketball.
He's going to start at the 2, even if they like. Even if Markkanen doesn't get traded, Mikhailiuk starts at the 3. You just play him at the 2. Well, okay, that's a great draft pick. I think Utah there. Yes.
Do you want to talk about Trey Johnson? Because I honestly don't know much about him at all.
Yeah. Well, I think he's looked very promising in summer league and preseason. I think the misses have played a game, and there's been good reports coming out about his attitude. Like, that classic, like CJ McCollum, God rest his soul, being like, man, I'm staying late at training every day. I just think like the Wizards roster is so, like, there's a lot of players I like, don't love, and like I think he could very easily just get a starting guard spot on that team. Like Bob Carrington, like there's a lot of hope there, but don't know how that's going to pan out. Koulibaly. Who else have they got at the guard?
I can tell you. They've got AJ Johnson, who finished the season well for them. Cam Whitmore, who they traded for.
Cam Whitmore,
God, I mean, Dylan Jones was highly drafted a year ago. Malachi Branham, they got off the scrap heap from the Spurs. CJ, like I imagine CJ and Chris Middleton won't be playing back-to-backs. So there's just going to be minutes there, but it's a lot less obvious of a pathway than Ace Bailey. And then we're both just talking about like guys who are going to put up shots and maybe average 14 points.
I think that's the thing, is he's going to have a lot of opportunity to shoot. He's going to have a lot of opportunity to like run the offense as well, because none of those guys are really screaming like primary ball handler to me. Like I think when he's on the floor, he'll be the point guard. And like I think rookies can get a lot of reps in Washington. But they can in Utah as well. It's very funny. We're probably picking for second place, two worst teams.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. That's sadly usually how this award goes. Let's just do maybe one sentence each. I've got a dark horse here as Nick Clifford. Plays for the Kings, in case you didn't know. He was a really good 3-and-D role player. He could have like the Jalen Wells pathway.
Where was he drafted?
Like 22, 23? Yeah. They traded up for him. The Hawks traded down in that deal that we're going to talk about later, and I think they traded back out of it again.
Wow.
Well, it was 20s. You've written Colin Murray Boyles.
Yeah, well, the next Draymond Green, right?
Yeah.
He's just like such an intriguing player.
Yeah.
And going to like the franchise that, like kind of wings who don't really make sense can develop. And like he has veterans ahead of him, like mainly Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes, but like those guys get injured constantly. So you could see, Colin Murray Boyles like playing point forward. The Toronto Raptors midway through the year. Midway through the year.
Yeah, I wonder, do they own their draft pick? Because there's...
Oh, God.
Do you mind looking that up? Brandon Ingram, he's obviously plays for Toronto, but he hasn't played a game for Toronto yet. So it'll be interesting to see if he is on the roster.
Yeah, they've got their own pick.
All right, cool. So there is that downside potential, but I think they're going to be too good. Like if everyone's healthy, they're just going to be the 6th seed.
You reckon the 6th seed?
Like it's a poorly formed roster, but it's a poorly formed conference.
Yeah. Like what if you got quickly RJ, being as Scotty in the starting lineup, that's too good to not be a 500 team.
I like RJ coming off the bench and like being, because they don't really have a backup point guard. They've got Jamal Shed or whatever, but
we got Colin Murray.
That's what I'm telling you. And then let's just have a little giggle. Yang Hansen, do you think he's going to be a good basketball player at all?
It would be really funny if Cooper Flag got injured and Yang Hansen just was exactly what we thought. Instagram edit.
Yeah. Well, we talk about. I love how this award is just like, how can these guys play basketball? But seriously, his pathway to playing basketball isn't actually that clear because he's not a good defender, so you have to play him at the 5, right? And the 5s on that roster: Jurop Reith, good at basketball; Donovan Clingan, hopefully the center of the future. Robert Williams still there.
Surely not healthy.
And then, surely not healthy. And then you can play small with Tumani Kamara and or Jeremiah Grant. At the 5.
You have to commit to being like, all right, we're playing Clingan for 32 minutes and playing Hansen for
10. That equals 48.
Yes. And you're not going to win Rookie of the Year.
The Hakeem Olajuwon Trophy. I think that's more aptly named. The Defensive Player of the Year. Favorites in order: Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, Armin Thompson, Anthony Davis, and Draymond Green. Last year you and I sat on this very couch and we debated, and I was like Team Chet, and I was like, but they're the number 1 seed and they've got the number 1 defense, and you're like, yeah, but look at Victor Wembanyama. When he sits, they're the 29th defense, and we're going to have the exact same debate, except now I'm just going for Victor Wembanyama.
I mean, these first 3 awards, Sean, there's just not much. There's just not much discussion on the actual pick.
We will have fun. Probably the next one.
No, but I think there's interesting stuff to talk about. Around the other players here, but like, he would have just taken it home so easily if he didn't get injured last year. Like it was just so clear. That was going to be the result. 15 games into last season. He looks healthier than ever. He looks better than ever.
He trained with Hakeem Olajuwon. Maybe there's some collusion going on.
So let's see tricks over the sleeve. The roster hasn't gotten any. Weirdly, hasn't really gotten better, especially defensively. Like I can't see the players around him contributing more, or like him having more freedom because more spots are being covered. But he didn't need that last year. Like he just was so clearly the best defensive player without any sort of structure. to support him. So yeah, I think he's a shoe.
Yeah, and it's Let's not talk about Victor Wembanyama winning the award. Second, I'm probably going to go Chet as well. Is there anyone you're like, oh yeah, definite third? So Evan Mobley, Draymond Green, Anthony Davis, Amen Thompson. I'll throw Giannis in there as well. Is there anyone that you're like, oh yeah, they could have a case to get back up there, or is it?
I think a really strong narrative case could be built for Amen Thompson.
Yeah.
The Rockets have a good defense.
Yeah.
Again, like, especially from their starters, like there's not really any other good defenders. Like they obviously, they got Tyrese and
He might start or might come off the bench.
Yeah. But like, if the Rockets have I don't know, top 5 defense and Amen's, looking good in highlights, then I think that sort of case will start to build, being like, man, look at, he's the connective tissue, he holds everything together, which is true, which is totally true. But like, he's not having the impact that the Wembanyama or Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, well, it's a center award for a reason.
I actually, you remember what? Usually when you put a Warrior in any awards discussion, I roll my eyes so far into the back of my head. But I actually don't mind the Draymond Green Legacy Award pick, like, for once.
Well, after we traded for Jimmy Butler, we were the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
And only 2/3 of the league was trying.
Yeah. Well, like...
he so should have won last year, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
How often is Chet and Victor not going to be in these awards? Maybe quite often.
Yeah. Well, also, how old is he?
5-6, yeah.
Yeah. But I like that idea that, like, if you got Jimmy and Steph there, then Draymond can just focus on defending the hell out of everyone. I like the idea that Miles Turner could, like, bring Giannis back to that, by having that, like, elite drop coverage center.
Just more mobile than old Brook Lopez.
Yeah. But, like, Giannis is going to be carrying so much of the offense again this season. That's always the problem for guys like him, or like even Jaren Jackson Jr. Like when Jaren Jackson Jr. had to, provide more offense, he just didn't anywhere as good on defense. It's not that they necessarily need more defensive help. It's like they need more offensive help to have the freedom to be a good defender.
Pretty interesting way to look at it. I wrote here, maybe for a bit of a laugh, but LeBron, if he becomes the full-time 5, because if he is a 5 in year 23, he is their best center. He's better than DeAndre Ayton and whoever else.
So funny if Ayton gets benched for LeBron.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have to get benched for someone. Nikola Jokic, I did put that as a joke. I like that you wrote Jesus Sean. Jalen Suggs, Orlando is probably going to be a top 3 defense. Let's not put that too much in concrete. They're probably going to be a top 5 to 10 defense. Is Jalen Suggs their best defender there? Like, I guess.
Like, I guess same deal as Arvin. It's like, all right, if Jalen Suggs is playing for the Orlando Magic every night, which actually doesn't manage to do, and their defense is good, people are going to be like, oh wow, look, he just gets in the passing.
I just think it's, and like, we obviously fucking shook our hands at the Marcus Smart thing, but it's just too hard to impact defense from those positions. Like, Amen Thompson will guard 1 through 4, but it's like he might have to make up for Reed Shepherd. Schengen's just a ground bound, stand under the ring guy. Kevin Durant's like sort of off and on mentally when it comes to defense. So it's like, it's just going to be him, and like, who's the 2 there? Him. Who's the 3? It'll be Tari. There's someone we're forgetting.
Wait,
so no. Yeah.
So who's
Reed or Tari start? So someone we're missing?
Jabari
Smith, Sorry, they do have a good defensive center. Stupid. Was KD playing the 3?
Probably him and Jabari are pretty lax about who's playing the 3.
True. Oh, bro. Jabari got in the 3 in the playoffs is really cool. I like him. You can't give it to Armin. And then I wrote too many Kamara. Watching the preseason game today, I haven't thought about the Blazers in a while. They've got new jerseys this year where they've same stuff, but they've gotten rid of the stripes.
Made of some sort of fabric.
No, but they've gotten rid of the stripes on the arms, so it's just like, at least they were in their black jerseys there, so it's just like crisp black, just with the slash.
And you like that?
Yeah, I love that. It's sort of, it looks a bit like a training jersey.
I have to see it.
But they were playing a lineup with Kamara, Drew Holiday, Donovan Clingan, Jeremy Grant, and like it doesn't even matter who it doesn't even matter who the fifth person is. They were just hounding.
Talking about.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I do like that.
so they got rid of the sleeve stuff.
radio.
Yeah. But yeah, there's
So you reckon they could have a sneaky good defense?
yeah, but it'll probably be like the ninth best defense, and then they'll win 39 games.
I don't think half of the voters know who Jamani comes.
Yeah. Well, you know, big. He could decline. They could decline his team option and extend him, or they might already have because not a lot of the voters know. Anyway, this is the one I'm most excited for. The John Havlicek Trophy. You might know him as the sixth man of the year. The favorites. The favorites are kind of fucked, actually.
Yeah. What the hell?
DeAndre Hunter,
Fucking hell.
Jordan Clarkson, who probably Draymond's age, Naz Reid, Reed Shepherd. All right, ChatGPT. Yeah. He doesn't know about the Fred VanVleet injury. Anthony Simons and fucking. I almost named more better players without ChatGPT to help here, so I'll just name them. Aaron Holiday, Brendan Pajemski, Peyton Pritchard if he comes off the bench again, Bradley Beal, and Ty Jerome, and Miles McBride. God, I kind of buried it there. Who do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about why some of these ones are dumb, right?
Yeah.
So John Ray Hunter, I think I picked him maybe in our like 3/4 season awards or something like that.
Well, he was shooting the crap out of it. Yeah.
And it had sort of it just like revitalized his NBA career / his offensive output by bringing him off the bench. And like I liked the idea of a six man not being
typical like Jordan Clarkson, Ginobili.
Bring him on and he'll hit heaps of threes, and he'll probably guard one of the best players on the floor.
He in Atlanta he averaged 19 points, shot 46 from the floor and 39 from three. He was taking 13 shots off the bench.
Those are Jordan Clarkson numbers.
And they were starting the rookie, the French guy, what's his name, Ricochet.
Exactly.
They were starting him, so it was like, just come off the bench. We need to start this guy, and like it was a bit dummy. And I agree. I do like the thing where it's like, don't just give it to Ginobili or Jordan Crawford, Jamal Crawford. Like sort of like the Joe Ingles or Andre Iguodala role, where it's like, they are playmakers, but like just give it to something different.
Yeah.
But no, not this year coming.
No. Yeah, you're right. He's just not gonna have that role in Cleveland. And I mean, he might start some games as well. Like even he might play 26 minutes at the start.
This morning there were Jarrett Allen trade rumors where the league is monitoring the Cavs.
Well, then he'll definitely start.
Well, I mean, that's what I started thinking. I was like, are they monitoring him because they're like, oh, we're just going to start Evan Mobley. He's ready to be the full-time five now. And can you get a better backup point guard or a better wing for Jarrett Allen? Like probably not, but like, could you trade him to the Warriors for Moses Moody, and would you prefer Moses Moody and start Evan? Probably not, right? It's like Jared Allen's really good.
Yeah,
Moses Moody's a bench player.
Yeah.
Can you do something like that? Because they're both those guys, and at least Jared Allen aren't making that much money.
No, Jared Allen's he's on. Wherever they signed him, it's like 5 for 100.
Yeah.
It's so good in today's economy.
Yeah. For a good dude. So, can they trade for like PJ Washington and something else? Yeah. PJ Washington and Max Christie. Oh, what am I talking about? They've got 3 centers. Yeah. All right. So DeAndre Hunter not winning. Jordan Clarkson too old. Yeah.
Naz Reid. I think I picked him preseason.
Yeah.
Last year. I love Naz Reid as a player. Just not taking. He's just not having that 6-man role. In Minnesota anymore. It's just not what he's doing.
Yeah. And the year that he won was a really weak crop as well, and it was sort of like, okay, here's this fun guy. It's this awards because it's never the best player on the team, right? Like it's obviously it's a bit hard to pick, and like even
at the best, it's the 4th best player on the team. Like the very, very best.
Yeah, because if they're that good, they're going to start. So, Reed Shepherd, obviously, if Fred VanVleet was healthy, it's still a bit of a risk to pick him. Like, if Reed Shepherd's 6th man of the year, it's like a Tyler Hero mold, and you're probably going to pick him for most improved player as well.
Yeah.
Anthony Simons.
Well, I just don't think there's any guarantee he's coming off the bench or playing for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah. And if he gets traded, as they are aggressively trying to do, it's going to be to a team where he's going to start. There's no one who wants to pay someone $27 million for you to come off the bench and be a bad defender.
Yeah. There's no, and it's Boston aren't sitting him down and being like, look, we haven't been able to trade you. You lock in and be the sixth man for us. Like that's not the conversation. They've been like, oh, we're going to try you and Peyton. And see what happens.
Yeah, and if you're going to trade him, you start him, and you just let him take the first couple of shots. You wrote here, will Simmons even be guaranteed to come off the bench? I said, who the fuck is Will Simmons? I thought that was quite funny. Do you like the idea of Peyton Pritchard back to back?
I don't love it, but I think he's the prototypical player. He was really good last season. I wanted to argue against him winning it, but like you just looked at his output and he really deserved it. Yeah. And he does seem to just be getting better every year as well, which I like for him. I like when NBA players don't have like, all right, year 1, year 2, year 3, and then kind of like that's who you are. Like he is kind of impressive.
Yeah, we're still learning, which is the lamest thing I've ever fucking said in my life. Sorry, he won 6 Man of the Year last year with 14.3 points. The year before, he had 9 points a game.
Yeah, far out. Yeah,
he requested a trade so he could get a bigger role somewhere else. He has to start. Yeah, because otherwise he'll just keep requesting trades.
Yeah.
That's stupid analysis by me.
I don't think you have any problem starting him. Like him and White is like a good backcourt.
Yeah. He's a good player. Yeah. Brandon Przemski's probably going to start, so we can't pick him.
otherwise he'd be a sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Bradley Beal, bad at basketball, might even start. It'll be bad for basketball if he starts.
He could like what did he average last season?
Don't care. It's like 16. And he started. For most of the game. But tell us who your I've clicked newsletter. He averaged 17 flat.
Yeah.
But tell us who you are going with.
I'm going with Ty Jerome, who was a candidate last year. Probably not a favorite, but like really impressed. Also, probably a most improved type guy as well.
Yeah.
And I just think the guard and offense situation in Memphis is so weird. Like he plays basketball, he doesn't play basketball. Who the fuck knows? Jerry Jackson Jr. is missing the first few weeks, months of the season. And then so you got Scottie Pippen Jr., who they did mostly start next to Ja, like when they had full availability last season. You got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who like
is a bench guy.
Yeah, and he's just not it anymore. Like, he really fucking. He was really not good last year. But he might actually be really decent in a sort of like, all right, bring on a defensive guard off the bench. Hit a couple of threes type of role.
Yeah.
And I just don't know where the offense on this team is coming from outside of Ja Morant. Like what, Santi Aldama?
Well, like, the backup guards are Jalen Wells as well. Like, and they got that Colin Coward. They've just got guys who are really good at everything else but dribbling and passing the ball, apart from Ty Jerome and Ja Morant.
I can just see like the other backup point guard named Ty, who used to play for him, Tyus Jones. Just do exactly the same thing, like just come on and be the only other guard who knew how to dribble off the bench. And he really thrived in that role. And so I think like we're talking about like DeAndre Hunter going to Cleveland, probably have a smaller role. I think Ty Jerome, who had a pretty not a huge role in the Cavs offense last season, but like he averaged 12 points a game with like excellent efficiency, 51, 44, 87. And he might even have a bigger role in Memphis. Like they might be like, okay, we need you to take more shots. We need you to like oh my God, was I looking at his career stats? No, I was looking at last season. Like we need you to handle the ball often. We need you to like run point more often. God, he averaged 20 minutes a game last season. That's not a lot of minutes.
No, and he was so efficient.
Yeah. And so like if he can just even if his efficiency takes a bump, if he can just up those numbers a little bit, like he's right in that territory. I mean, the only problem is if they're like, okay, maybe it's better to play you alongside Chamo, at the 2.
Which honestly might be. They need more playmaking. That and they're not going to stop anyone. Yeah, I like it because the requirements for Sixth Man of the Year is that you have to come off the bench more than you start. So he could like come off the bench 42 games and 40, which might be the case if Jar does whatever the fuck Jar does or get injured. So he could start 30 odd games, really buff up his numbers, rack up like 35 minutes in those games without Jar. And these numbers are going to look incredible.
Yeah. I just think he's going to be playing more than 20 minutes a game. There's no way.
He'll play with Jar. It's just if the Memphis Grizzlies fall off from the start, because they got no Brandon Clark, they got no Zach Edey, they got no Jaren Jackson Jr., it's going to be pretty grim.
Yeah.
And then it's like, God, they're going to be a 42-win team at the best if they get off to a slow start in such a competitive West. And it's like, you're going to get the Sixth Man of the Year. But if he has the best numbers.
Exactly.
I've gone with Miles McBride, which is funny because Jordan Clarkson is the second favorite and this is his teammate. But as I think about it, I'm really high on the Knicks. Maybe I picked Mike Brown for Coach of the Year, but I'm really high on the Knicks because they've got such a great defensive architecture despite struggling integrating Cat, and I think that's completely normal. But the offense was very one-dimensional. It was Jalen Brunson. So that's why I like Jalen Brunson as like a dark horse guy for MVP because, it's sort of like the Steph Curry coming away from Mark Jackson argument where it's just like, oh, well, Steph Curry's numbers are going to take a hit because Steve Kerr wants to pass the ball and Steve Kerr wants to get everyone involved. And it's like, not really. You can actually just run this dude off the ball. And you've got so many good creators in New York. Like maybe we could see a little bit more out of Miles Bridges doing more with the ball. OG Anunoby was pretty much just a 3-and-D role player. He's always got a little bit of pop. Cat as well. And Miles McBride's just going to be a perfect guy in a Mike Brown system because he can shoot off the dribble, he can dribble and shoot. And he's a good defender. He's going to be playing a lot of minutes. And they don't actually, despite Jordan Clarkson being second in the thing, they don't really have many backup guards.
No.
So he's going to be playing with Jalen Brunson and he has to be on the court when Jalen Brunson isn't out there.
Yeah.
Sort of counteracting my point about them having heaps of creators. But Miles McBride's going to, similar to Ty Jerome, he might start a few of the games, but he might also just average way more than 25 minutes a game.
Yeah. I like that pick too, Sean.
Thanks, Marco.
I mean, I'm high on the Knicks as well. I'm so interested to see on what the players on the roster below oh my God, just completely blanked. Who's their backup center who started to the backups? Oh my God.
Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
I'm so interested to learn about the players underneath Mitchell Robinson on the roster list.
Like Ariel Huckporty. Yeah.
Mike Brown's going to play a proper NBA rotation. That Tom Thibodeau couldn't do. And also just like be so much more flexible offensively. I mean, I guess this might even counteract that sort of the dark horse Jalen Brunson argument where it's like Jalen Brunson did that last season because every single offensive action ran through him, and then that just got amplified in the playoffs, as well. And it works, but like during the regular season, you need creation, especially from all over the roster. Like Miles is going to get plenty of.
But I think the consensus is we're not really in love with a lot of these names, which is good because the last few awards have been a bit boring.
And you don't. You actually just fully don't know with this one.
It's stupid. Speaking of not knowing with this one, and it's stupid, we've got the George Mikan Trophy, which listeners might know as the most improved player. Favorites in order: Amen Thompson, Andrew Nembhard, Denny Avdia, Asar Thompson, Matas Bazelis, and then you added Benedict Mathurin, and I loved it so much I picked him. Because this is always like, fuck, Ryan Anderson won it? Oh my God, Kevin Love went from absolutely nothing to winning it. So literally, no one, you can't like laugh at anyone saying any names here because it could happen. So other names are adding to the mix. Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Miller, Obi Toppin, Derek Lively the second, Shaden Sharp. Fuck, people have picked Shaden Sharp every single year he's been in the league. Reed Shepherd, obviously, he starts. Cam Whitmore, he's good. What else you got here?
Well, let's talk about some of these things. Shaden Sharp, like my mind went, I'm like, oh yeah, like, Anthony Simons is gone. Like they're gonna start him. Fucking average 18 points last year. Like,
I saw you wrote that. I had no idea.
I had no fucking idea. So unless he's genuinely an all-star, like
stupid podcasters who don't watch Portland.
And like I mean, I can't laugh at any of your other ones. Like imagine, if Obi Toppin starts for the Indiana Pacers and averages 18 points a game, then you're like, I guess it's him. Like,
look at how many threes he was throwing up in the playoffs and the finals, and they went in. And it's like, well, if he's just like Brook Lopez but bad on defense, it's like he's gonna look pretty good.
Yeah. It's funny, and we mentioned 3 Indiana Pacers because
so much opportunity.
Like no Hallie. Miles Turner takes heaps of shots and touches the ball a lot. So like there's just people are going to be thrust into roles they're not super familiar with.
Can I butt in? Rick Carlisle went on Zach Lowe's podcast and he said
I did listen to that.
And he said like he pretty much sort of threw cold water on Andrew Nembhard. Like everyone's he's going to average 25 points, and he was pretty much like, look, he's always guarding the best player on the other end. And now he's going to be like our starting point guard. And it's like him and TJ McConnell. And it's like, hey, let's just like, this is a lot for him. Like, and he still is a young player, which I found quite interesting. Usually coaches just gas up their guys regardless. And it's like, come on, like if it's Ariel Huckbordy, he can't be that good.
I that was a really good listen to that pod. He's an interesting guy, Carl. I like his approach. It's different. It's very like, we got this system going on. It's like, like I'm not going to tell you about it either. Like, I'm not going to give away my coaching secrets to you.
He does seem like an interesting cat.
Yeah. Did you hear him talking about how trying to get living in a tiny town in, it was either upstate New York or one of those northeastern states, and they like were so far away from 3 different TV towers. So depending on what channels they'd want to watch, they'd point it. We pointed at Canada to watch Canadian.
Like,
fuck, man.
Yeah.
And you're coaching an NBA team in 2025.
It's pretty cool.
Alien.
It gives you hope. It gives you hope for us if we ever want to do anything.
Yeah, right. Who else we got to talk about?
Like I think Denny's already broken out.
Yeah.
Ahmed Thompson, I think he's already broken out. Like, he can't.
No. Yeah, he'd have to be.
He should have won last year. Asar Thompson, I think he's such a bad shooter. If he does become a good shooter, they need more creation in, like maybe Jaden Ivey, obviously did the video. Derek Lively, the second, had some nice little passing flashes at the start of last season. Then he got injured, and then when he came back, it was all a bit of a mess, right? His best teammate ever got traded. If he can sort of unlock that again, but it's a bit hard to pick a Dallas Maverick for some of these awards.
Well, and the Dallas Maverick center as well.
Just
don't know.
There's a lot of mouths to feed, and there's a lot of mouths at his position.
If one of the 2 of AD gets injured and Daniel Gafford gets traded happens, then like, or if both of them happen, then I like your approach. I guess Cam Whitmore, like he was, him and Houston fans were like infinitely frustrated at how little game time he got in Houston.
And when he did, he played well.
Well, that was the thing. It was just like there just isn't a spot for you on this team. Like there's just not enough minutes to go around. So I feel like if he goes to Washington, Whitmore goes to Washington, he could, and just plays exactly like that. And it's just a sort of minutes output equation.
Brandon Miller last year kind of broke out. I sort of overdrafted him in fantasy, and he averaged 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3.6, and 1 steal a game. He's just a high. Honestly, remember when he got drafted and he was in the interviews and he said his favorite player was Paul George, and everyone's like, "What the fuck, man?" And he's actually kind of, it's like, oh, you are actually like a bit of a silky shooter. Like, this is pretty cool. And the injury he had was like a wrist fracture or wrist or ligament something, which is good for his future health. Playing with Con Knipple, I was just listening to the Charlotte Hornets preview on Dunked On. So playing with Con Knipple, another playmaker. They've got Colin Sexton for when LaMelo Ball eventually doesn't play a couple of games. So it's just more playmaking because you can't really, like, Brandon Miller's a play finisher. Like, he's gonna nail the shots. He's not gonna create too much for himself. And now he's got 3 good playmakers around him as opposed to 1.5. And like, for him to win Most Improved, you'd sort of have to be like, look, you played 27 games last year. You probably had some consideration last year.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I was thinking as well, I don't quite buy it, but he would be the like all-star jump. Most of
it's
like, oh shit, you might actually be like better than LaMelo Ball, or like,
he can't, and there can't be 2 Charlotte Hornets All Stars. He would have to be better than LaMelo Ball.
Charlotte are like the 9th seed, and LaMelo is injured, and he's averaging like 26 points a game. You're like, fuck, that can't be all-star team.
But I have gone with Benedict Mathurin. I just like dudes who get a lot of experience, and he got a lot of experience in the playoffs, and he didn't really play too well, and he's coming back in, and he's always like, I've always been the first guy to line up and put him down wherever possible. On this podcast, I've just made fun of him and said, no, he's not that good, no, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, he's got the opportunity now. I love it when dudes have like a year of growth and a year of like go deep in the playoffs and say, oh, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do differently. And yeah, I'm not too confident about it. I'm actually, now that we've talked about a few other names, I am a bit more confident about like a Brandon Miller or...
Yeah. Hey, then. That's right. It's the hardest award.
It's the hardest award, yeah. I mean, like Reed Shepherd, if he is good. We just fucking have no idea. So I've gone with Benedict.
I like this pick. I had it in my, I don't know, penciled top 3, and then I was like, I can't, because they should have already picked
the same shit everywhere.
My only concern is that we're in the playoffs. He was so against like the flow of what Indiana were doing. Yeah. And like that was intentional at points. Like it was like, all right, our game plan's not working. Big Mathurin onto ball hog and, get buckets. And he looks so good at times, but like he looked, pretty lost at others.
And it's frustrating.
Yeah. And I just don't, I'm not convinced that Rick Carlisle will be like, all right, like this season's a write-off results-wise because of Hallie, but also like tactically, not like
coaches don't tank.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. And being like, oh, you know what? Fuck everything that I was trying to do last year. Here's the keys.
Yeah. And that's not going to be good for the following.
Yeah. But like my esteem of him is right.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Also, just
on a finals team.
And he was on the most fun finals team ever.
Yeah.
I've just looked up the box score from Utah Jazz Houston Rockets preseason game today. Reed Shepherd is playing a starter's load. He played just as many minutes as starters in mid-20s. He had 11 points and 3 assists. And if we're to take anything from this one game sample size for what the playmaking of this team is going to look like, Armin Thompson had 6 assists and Alperen Şengün had 13. So it's like, okay, Reed might just be
he's point guard in game only.
Yeah.
Which I guess is what Fred VanVleet was.
And like, I guess, Reed the 2 who can handle and pass a little bit. Yeah. So who have you gone with?
I really felt bad about this, but like I couldn't strongly make the argument against this. I've gone with Matas Buzelis.
I can't strongly either. It just doesn't feel fucking good, man.
But I didn't want to not make the pick because I was like, fuck the Chicago Bulls. This weird European guy.
Yeah.
I think, not to credit the Bulls in any way, because I still think they're going to be middling to bad this year, but like they have gotten rid of a lot of the dead weight. Like they have cleared a lot of room on their roster. They've cleared a lot of touches. And I think like the core of this team is Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Matas Buzelis. That is not a good basketball team.
That's so uninspiring.
But one of those players is Matas Buzelis.
Yeah.
Who like, let me get his numbers up. Yeah, so he only played 18 minutes a game last season. He didn't really. I mean, he just had that classic rookie thing where he was pretty average for the first half of the season, and like started to look more comfortable in the second half of the season. And yeah, I just think he can very, very easily carry that into this season. He plays 30 minutes a night. Like, he's probably going to average, 16, 18 points, without trying very hard.
If he's good.
If he's good. And I don't know, like, I think he's got all the tools to be good. Like, he's a very dynamic offensive player. And like, he's not going to be asked to do anything else in Chicago. Like, they're not going to be like, oh no, you need to defend this wing, or they're like, fuck it, just
true. Well, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, like the guarding their twos, they're going to have, who's the guy they traded Lonzo Ball for?
Isaac
Okoro. He's going to be like their 3-and-D guy. Josh Giddey, obviously point guard. There's like Matas is a guy he should be taller in his matchup and should be like overpowering them, winning in post-ups. Doesn't bode well for when you're a rookie doing that, but obviously he's a little bit older, a little bit stronger. But then the spacing is a bit cramped because Giddey, but there's obviously a pathway there. Neither of us feel spectacular about it. Clutch Player of the Year, the Jerry West Award. We won't be talking about it, unfortunately. Coach of the Year, no name.
Wow, that's crazy.
Favorites, Jamal Mosley, Quinn Snyder, JB, Bickerstaff. The B stands for Bickerstaff, Mike Brown, and Ime Udoka. I'm actually going to change mine. I wrote Ime Udoka, but...
I thought you were... I know you wrote... I actually knew in my mind that you'd written Ime Udoka, but I thought you were going to say Mike Brown.
I'm going to say Mike Brown.
Yeah.
I'm really high on the Knicks, and I think if the Knicks might win the exact same amount of games last year, but if they just look better and are more efficient, and again, the Mark Jackson bump to Steve Kerr, it's like if Jalen Brunson just plays 29 minutes a night, and it's like, God, how good, they just ran everyone out of the gym because they're so much more talented, and they just blew everyone out by the third quarter. Like, that's, it's jumping from good to great, and I'm really high on Mike Brown. Like what he did in Sacramento, and then what he didn't do in Sacramento. But it will be the most impressive thing.
Yeah.
And like Ime Udoka, I don't know what he could do to have I don't know what he could do to win this over Mike Brown.
Because what would you give him props for? They were good last year.
Yeah.
And they added Kevin Durant. So.
And the Kevin Durant thing, it's like Kevin Durant excels in isolation scoring, right? So the wrinkle Ime is adding to his toolbox is, end of the clock, give it to the tall guy who can shoot.
Exactly what they struggled with.
Which is awesome that they got it and they have that option, but it's like, their defense is going to be that good. Shooting might be a problem if Reed can't shoot. All of a sudden, it's like, Tari's not the best shooter, and so it might be a bit cramping space-wise. I don't want to pick JB Bickerstaff. We've already seen that jump. I don't think there's another jump in there. Their roster's kind of sparse when it comes to good scorers.
That would be the reason to pick him, would be they make the jump this season without making crazy roster moves.
I don't see it. Like, I don't see the Pistons being a lock for a top 3 seed.
Yeah.
Who have you gone with?
I'm going with Quinn Snyder. I'm really high on the Hawks. I think they're going to be a top 4 seed in the East. Like, which again, we know it's not any make. The Raptors are going to be the 6th seed.
The Hawks above the Pistons and like maybe the Magic. It's honestly a coin flip, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they made all these moves. They made all these good moves, but like, I don't think making this roster work is a given. I don't think that this is just like, you add Kristaps Porzingis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker and your team's good. And Kristaps Porzingis could play 20 games, and probably will. But like, if he can, there's still so much talent on this roster. Like Dyson Daniels is awesome. Jalen Johnson, if he plays a full season and is healthy. Zachary Risser still there. Like, he might not even get to start this year.
A second-year jump.
Yeah, and then so I think if we can just get it all to work and like keep Trey on side and keep enough offense going without Trey being the center of it, which, like, I mean, he's a good coach. I think he can do that. then I think they're the team that's gonna take the most advantage of how weak this conference is. And because like Porzingis could be like a renter deal. He could be out of the league next season.
Yeah, seriously. He said he wants to be a kickboxer or MMA fighter.
What an idiot, man. He's so stupid.
But
he could be not an NBA player in 12 months time. So like it feels like a bit of a perfect storm for Quinn Snyder. And I don't think it's not quite as obvious as like, let's say like Jamal Mosley. It's like, all right, Orlando have to be good this year. They've been flirting with it for a while. Their roster is probably like the second best roster, third best roster in the East.
I also heard some sort of early murmurs where it's like Jamal Mosley's a bit of a favorite for first coach fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Do you have a name who you would have for first coach fired? Who's your coach? Willie Brown. Yeah. What's his name? Willie Green. Willie Green.
I was actually going to say Willie Green. Yeah, fully Willie Green.
Just as a scapegoat. It's like our roster's perfect.
Yeah, Willie Green. Who else we got? Fucking
Doc Rivers.
Nick Nurse.
Well, Nick Nurse might just quit. That's well, because you can't blame anything. No, we know that Nick Nurse is a great coach. If you fire him, there's no way you're upgrading.
Well, you know what? This probably isn't the time to make mistakes. But I don't know. I think Nick Nurse is overrated, man.
He's coasting a lot on.
He's coasting on a championship.
He did get sort of bullied out of Toronto as well, where they're like, we do not want you anymore. I
don't know. I'm not going to go into any further.
Jordan Ott. There's actually quite a few coaches that are like,
who's the Slavic coach who coaches
Toronto? Darko Rajakovic. I was listening to that season preview. They're like, oh, Darko's system. I was like, what the fuck's Darko's system, man? Like, I don't know anything about how he wants to play basketball.
Zero identity. Well, since he took over.
3,
Has he coached them for 3 years? And
he might have.
He's the NBA coach that I just refused to learn the name of.
Maybe it's...
I kept calling him Slaven Bilic, the West Ham coach from 2015.
Darko... Slaven Bilic is funny. I didn't laugh because I was too locked in. Sorry. Darko Rajakovic has coached for 2 years. This will be his third year.
That seems he felt like a placeholder. Which I guess they still are kind of in that position.
Being injured.
If they're good in the first 30 games of the season, then they're good. If they're not, then you fire it.
Executive of the year, ChatGPT couldn't give me anything. So I've written down Trajan Langdon, Detroit, Leon Rose, Knicks, Onsi Saleh. I don't know how to... I did remember learning how to say it. Onsi Saleh, that sounds right. Atlanta Hawks. I'll give Onsi Saleh signed Nikhil Alexander. He signed the best free agent that was available. Traded Derek Queen for a great pick. He might sign Dyson Daniels to a long-term extension. We've got like about a week to find out. And traded like fucking Georges Niang and a handshake for Zinger. Yeah. And if the Zinger plays 50 games, it's going to look awesome for him. If the Zinger plays 20 games, they're going to be like, oh, that's fine. That's just what happened. You gave up nothing. Mike Dunleavy. He stared Jonathan Kuminga in the eye for months and months and months.
He should be rewarded for that.
Yeah. And he won. The reason I put Mike Dunleavy down there is because he was able to win the Kuminga negotiations, and we have all of our picks to trade for someone. So if they trade for Giannis, then it's going to be hard to not give it to him.
You're the gonna make a trade team easily.
It sort of can't be OKC anymore. It's like Utah aren't ready to contend. Like it's the guys with picks, you're sort of out of picks. So it's like
we've got our roster, man.
We've sort of like put ourselves in that spot. The Heat have all their picks. And if they want to keep Bam and Tyler, or maybe even trade Tyler, they've got the nucleus there. Jeff Weltman, if it works out and the Orlando Magic are the 2 seed, then it's like, wow, they traded for the best piece in Desmond Bain, which isn't like an obvious move, but it's like, hey, you got the best fitting guy.
It's giving someone an A for a C, obviously you trade for Desmond Bain when you're in that position.
I don't think it's that obvious.
Really?
I think the counterpoint is, why don't you just wait until a superstar becomes available? Like, why don't you wait until like someone of like Donovan Mitchell's caliber, right? Like if they flame out in Cleveland again in the playoffs, then it's just like, oh well, he's better than Desmond Bain.
Yeah,
like that's the argument, because they gave up 4 picks or whatever, and they could throw in a 5th pick, and they could also throw in like Jalen Suggs or Franz Wagner. But it's hard to say that.
It's better from like a team building perspective, because you're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So if you start, you're like, all right, we can part with this stuff and get like a really, really good
seriously upgrade.
It's
I've gone with Onsi Salah because it all for the reason you've picked Quinn Snyder to win Coach of the Year. I would give more credit to Onsi Salah. If he can actually, I think he's not going to sign trade to an extension. I think that was sort of, they said, let's just like wait a little bit.
That's a good idea.
That probably is a good idea. Who have you gone with?
I've gone with Onsi Salah purely for the Derek Queen trade.
Yeah.
It's just, it's insane. That's like, if the Luka Doncic trade hadn't happened, it would be the trade where, he's like, I got this call from, who's our stupid GM?
The Joe Dumas.
Yes, Joe Dumas. I got this call from Joe, and he's made this offer. I'm like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? I think that was the reporting about it. Was everyone was like, wait, can you just make sure that he means an unprotected 2026 first round pick for our 16th pick in this year's
bad mid draft. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
like he could have traded for the first overall pick. Like, that's seriously possible.
Yeah, I don't want to give him too much credit for the stupidity of the Pelicans. Just as like, I don't want to give the Lakers too much credit for getting Doncic when Dallas only called them. But it's like they did trade for someone who's going to be their best player for 10 years, right? So it's like you look at Rob Pelinka and it's like, oh, why'd you give out player options for every bad player you've ever had? That's a bit weird, man. Oh, but you got Luka Doncic, everything's okay.
Also, once Salah took over in like April or something, so he really hasn't done anything wrong yet. So I guess that's the other argument for it, is like, if you only made good moves.
He traded. I think he traded. He undid the Dyson Daniels thing. He undid the DeJounte Murray. Or was that the previous front office?
What do you mean?
So I think he traded DeJounte Murray for Dyson Daniels and like a pick. Trading with you again.
Okay, see, because I thought he took over more.
I think. Look at him, but look at him. Isn't that fucking? That's the sort of bloke you want in a press conference. Yeah. He walks into a room, his beard's been there for 10 minutes.
Looks like that AI photo. No photo.
That was real.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
He took over in April from Landry Fields.
Yeah, okay, so that was Landry Fields doing.
He was assistant for.
Yeah, okay.
So, He might have been the guy who's like, hey, New Orleans are stupid, should we?
To wrap up on a joke, I saw this game on TikTok where it was like, this guy's like, they give you a model of Mario, like a 3D model, and it's like, oh, what game's this from? So it's like Super Smash Bros, like very dark, and you can see the denim texture. So you type in Smash Bros, and then you get like a 2D one, like, from Super Mario SNES or whatever. And then, a really shit polygon one. It's like, from Mario Kart DS, right? So you guess in the game that Mario's from. And our friend Alessia would obviously be really into that. So I said, hey, blah, blah, blah. I just explained to him what I explained to you. And he goes, oh, Link, ? And I said, no, Mario, you dickhead. And then I said, dude, that's the funniest joke I've made in a week.
Very good.
Thank you. How do we wrap up these things, Mr. Awards?
Well, what have we got riding on the line this year, man?
Choc Carabao.
Fine. Well, you can keep that. You can keep that.
That's all. It's bloody disgusting. Let's do a picnic. Which is what Dante ate before he became vegan.
Yeah. I'll
yeah. I don't think I've ever bought any. I bought Dante a Choc Carabao once just as a laugh. Like, probably owe you for something, but I've never settled any bet.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Well, how do we win? Do we need to get more correct?
Yeah, well, it's funny because we check it every few months.
Yeah, and then we mulligan him. Yeah.
Pretty hard to quantify.
Yeah, fuck.
I don't know, man. Look, if either of us gets most improved right, then the other has some other than picnic.
Yeah,
it sounds better.
Yeah, lovely. Good thumbnail too. All right, bye everyone.
Good to see ya. Righty.
You want to talk WNBA? Maybe some WNBL? Australian Opals chat? Heck, even dabble in some EuroLeague? Find the W Basketball Show on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.